What is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Barnetta and I make videos about living simply, positively, and authentically. So if that speaks to you, then please subscribe and join an amazing community filled with wonderful people just like you. Now today I'm going to be talking about how I organize my iPhone. I do personally have an iPhone 10, but this will work for anyone who has the most recently updated iOS. I'll put what iOS I'm on right now right around here, just in case you're watching this in the future. But I do think all of these tips will work for many generations of iOS to come because I have been doing this for several years in this method. And I will say, even if you're not a minimalist and you just like to have a really clean aesthetic phone, I feel like this will work really well for you. And as I'm going through these ideas, I will be sharing my screen over my face just so you can see in more detail what I'm talking about. But without any further ado, let's get right into those tips of how to make your iPhone cleaner and more organized starting today. So my favorite thing to do with an iPhone is to make the front screen totally clear of all apps other than the ones in the toolbar. Now this may seem really weird and counterintuitive, but stay with me because it's not. First of all, there is a psychology behind having apps directly in your face. I'm a user experience designer, so I know that presence is key and it's going to form a habit if you are seeing something on the regular as soon as you open your phone, even if you don't have a notification. So basically, to deal with the fact that I know I'll have an addiction to certain things if I see it all the time, I have relegated things like social media to another screen that I'll share in just a minute. But another reason I love having a clean front of my phone is because I can showcase whatever really pretty background I'm using that day or that week or month or year. Today I have these really pretty succulents and I just love seeing them. Now secondarily, my toolbar is always for the things that I use most. So if you are someone who's really into social media, the bottom toolbar could have things like Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, or YouTube. But I personally just keep it to a more functional, ease of use sort of thing. So I'll have my ability to call people, message people, go on Safari to get information, and then Spotify, since I love listening to podcasts and music all the time. Now, the reason why it's not a big deal to not have all of your apps on the home screen is because of a tool called Spotlight Search. Now, if you are updated to the most recent iOS, that I am, you will be able to swipe down in the center of your screen and you'll trigger a tool called Spotlight Search. What Spotlight Search does is it gives you your prime app suggestions, so whatever ones you're using most, and then it also allows you to search for whatever else you want to. Even though it's not directly accessible from that front screen, it pretty much is, and you don't actually have to pick and poke to try and find whatever folder you have it in, or even think twice about where it is on your phone. It's literally seconds away from you simply by using Spotlight Search. So on to the next tip. My second favorite thing to do is to relegate all of my apps into 4 main folders. Now, of course, if you have more apps for some reason on your phone, because whether you like to do a lot more social media or you just want to organize things differently, that's fine. I found 4 is a really good number for me, and what I do is I have social, daily, functional, and extra. So daily is pretty obvious. It's whatever apps I'm looking at regularly. Social's pretty obvious. I'll have all of my social media platforms pinned right into that folder. Now functional is more like email, things that allow me to organize, take notes, or manage any secondary money things I like to have there. And then extra, again, is pretty obvious. It's whatever apps I kind of have to have, whether they're main for the iOS and you can't really get rid of them, or because I have to have it for work. And like I said, you can have as many folders as you want. I would, if I was going to have more folders, have it be an even 8 because I just like the way things look when they're aligned. And I will say, if you don't want to have only 4 folders, you could always have your 4 go-to apps populate right below. Or you could use another page and have 4 more folders, but I like to not have to go that deep into my screens to look for things if I'm not using Spotlight Search. But for me, this really has worked, and I feel like I fine-tuned it so much that it's quick and easy and you get used to it right off the bat. Again, this is all about reducing noise in my life, at least, so I feel like kind of putting things into the folders and a little bit out of the way helps break some of my habits. My next tip is a lot less organizational and a lot more functional, and that is to turn off badge notifications for whatever app you don't use all the time, or you want to limit your red bubbles for on your phone, or maybe limit your habits for. And I personally use this for a few apps, especially email, because even though I use services like Unroll Me, I'll link that down below, it's a nice way to automatically unsubscribe from emails, I still get multiple email badges a day. And I just personally, now I set aside some time to check my email, to check Facebook, and I have not been negatively impacted from not having that urgency to check something now. Again, you pick and choose what apps you do want what types of notifications for, and it's really powerful to not have that constant reminder or noise throughout the day anymore. And that kind of does circle back to the idea of not having it on the home screen and just not having it firing its notification ammo at you 24/7. There you have it, guys. Those are my core tips for having an organized iPhone. I do have some more extreme ones like not having photo backup, but that might be a little bit too much for some people. But I did find after upgrading to my iPhone 10 from my iPhone 8 Plus, I just had a ton of photos that I couldn't really get rid of, and it turned out that it was just constantly syncing to my iCloud, and I had a hard time clearing that out. And I've personally found it's a lot easier to use the AirDrop tool to just AirDrop to my Mac, or in general upload to Dropbox and some other third-party cloud service, rather than having the photo gallery just always filled with things. But I do feel like that's another video in and of itself, because there's a lot of different things I just dropped there. But I do hope that this at least helped you think outside the box with how to organize your apps, how to limit your notifications, and in general have a little bit of a cleaner experience. But if you'd like to have more minimalist tech talk videos, please let me know, because I do work in tech and I'm very passionate about it. But until the next time, remember that there is no one like you. You are loved and you're beautiful inside and out. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you later. Bye.